This is the story of Na Wai Eha, the four great waters of West Maui: Waikapu, Iao or Wailuku Stream, Wai'ehu, and Waihe'e. For many generations, these streams flowed from Mauka to Makai, providing water for taro farming, native stream life like the o'opu, opai, and the hihiwai. These streams also carried nutrients into the ocean to feed the offshore fisheries. But in the mid-1800s, sugarcane began to grow on a larger scale throughout Hawaii. This very thirsty grass required lots of water to be grown in the dry plains of central Maui. A series of diversion and irrigation ditches were built across all four streams to carry the water from Na Wai Eha to the 100 acres of cane fields. Then Na Wai Eha ran dry. For well over 100 years, the great waters rarely reached the ocean, except in flash flood conditions. Since then, the demand for water has grown as new hotels, golf courses, and sprawling housing developments are built in the dry areas of Maui. Wailuku Water Company, a former sugarcane company that no longer grows sugar, now sells over 60 million gallons per day to these developments and to HC&S remaining sugarcane plantations. It is also estimated that over 16 million gallons are wasted each day due to leaking ditches. These diversions have created many problems for taro farmers, who once farmed more taro in Na Wai Eha than anywhere else in Hawaii. Many of their lo'ikalo have now been abandoned. And with the Mauka to Makai stream connection broken, native stream life could not complete their journey from the ocean upstream. The nearshore fisheries also suffered, without the life-giving nutrients carried by the streams. Hawaii's state constitution says that the state has an obligation to protect, control, and regulate the use of Hawaii's water resources for the benefit of its people. In the 1990s, as sugarcane production began to decline, community members began to question why in-stream uses were not being protected. In 2004, Maui community groups Hui o Na Wai Eha and Maui Tomorrow Foundation petitioned the Water Commission to restore water to Na Wai Eha. Meanwhile, a similar battle was being fought over stream water in East Maui, which resulted in some of the water being restored to 14 of the 27 streams. In April of 2009, things looked hopeful for Na Wai Eha, when the most senior commissioner proposed that 35 million gallons per day, or half of the natural stream flow, be returned to all four streams. However, the other commissioners disagreed, and over a year later, they announced that only 12.5 million gallons per day would be returned, and only to Wai'ehu and Waihe'e. Waikapu and Wailuku stream would be left with nothing. In the months following the release of the water, we visited each of the four streams to talk to taro farmers, biologists, and conservationists about Na Wai Eha.
My ohana have been growing kalo in Waikapu since the time of the Mahele in 1848. Around the 1940s, my ohana departed from this land due to a number of different challenges, which water being the main challenge. So back in 2004, our ohana, my mother, my father, the community here decided to restore these traditional agricultural sites, these lo'i kalo, and to start farming again. It is safe to say that an acre of wetland kalo needs roughly 200,000 gallons of fresh, cool running water flowing in and out. The capacity of the Waikabu stream is 4 million gallons of water per day, which should flow from the top of the watershed, which is Hanaula, all the way to the muliwai of Kealia and Ma'alaya Bay. In percentage-wise, about 98% of our stream flow is diverted here in Waikapu. So what you actually see in the stream today is probably less than 300,000 gallons of water, and that water needs to be shared amongst myself, our ohana, 12 other kuleana lands on the north side of the Waikabu stream, and probably about a dozen or so kuleana lands on the south side of Waikabu stream, which means that there is definitely not enough water. Therefore, we only have 2 lo'i kalo in cultivation today, 2 out of our 12 lo'i. Traditional agricultural systems, yes, actually have diversions, and those diversions, those traditional diversions, are called po'owai, and po'owai take a certain percentage of the stream flow. I would probably have to say no more than at least a quarter to maybe 30% of the actual stream flow into the Aina kuleana, the kuleana lands, but that water goes through. The idea, the mana'o there is that the water goes through the lo'i back into the kahawai, no waste. Now, the system that is in place today via modern diversion, those diversions capture the water, divert the water away from the traditional kuleana lands in which the water was managed properly, and those waters are taken to places such as sugarcane fields for HC&S, water is taken to gentleman estates such as Wailuku Country Estates, water is diverted and utilized by even us as humans for our drinking water source, other developments, for many different purposes. That has been occurring for a very long time, where our water has been diverted away from the traditional ahupua'a concept of managing this resource in a pono way, taking it out of the kuleana lands, taking it even out of the ahupua'a in itself. Central Maui is green because of the water resources of Na Wai Eha, as well as the water resources from East Maui. Central Maui, or traditionally known as Kekula o Kama'oma'o, was literally a desert in ancient times. It was a place that people traversed and went through to go from West Maui to East Maui, or East Maui to West Maui, vice versa, but never resided there, because our kupuna knew that Central Maui was a place, Aleina Aka'uhane, a place where the spirits would kind of roam around, or that leaping off place into another world, but also that Kekula o Kama'oma'o wasn't necessarily a resourceful place. You couldn't cultivate your food there because it was mainly sand dunes. The disrespect to this resource for so long has, created a disconnect between our people and the Aina. And as we bring this resource back, I believe the next generation will be re-inspired and see through the landscape of how things used to be here and how they can become.